Baseball is a game, and those who play it and watch it should have fun. The Twins fans hope that the fun starts tonight in the first game of a 3-game series with the Angels, a nice long homestand. And believe it or not, the Twins have actually hit the ball much better at home than they have on the road. They're hoping that some hot hitting, some clutch hitting will get the Twins in the win column often here in this homestand. Beautiful night for baseball here at Target Field. Dick Bramer rejoined by Burt Blyleven.
Good to be back. Good to be back, Dick.
Well, the Twins will be taking on a guy who not only didn't give up any runs, he didn't give up any hits to them the last time he faced them in Anaheim, Jared Weaver.
Yeah, Jared Weaver was one tough cookie against the Angels. His first no-hitter, the 270th in Major League history. And when you think back on Jared Weaver's outing in that ball game, how he utilized his off-speed pitches, but especially utilizing all 4 corners of the plate. Kept a lot of balls down. He had 9 strikeouts in that ball game, working inside, then up and in, and then the outer half of the plate. Can he repeat that? Well, we'll find out tonight.
Let's find out from Joe Mauer what the approach will be tonight.
Just trying to go out there and get them early. A lot of times with these front rotation starters, you try to get them early, and when you got guys on, you got to get them in because those guys can throw up zeros at any time. So hopefully we can get them on the ropes early and get some runs for our guy.
Oh, that's so important. A guy like Jarrett Weaver, any frontline pitcher, you have to get them early before they settle down.
Twins got a couple of home runs yesterday from Ryan Domit, who was in the lineup today as their designated hitter.
Yeah, Ryan Domit for the first time in his career, all of those coming with the Pittsburgh Pirates, up until now with the Minnesota Twins. 5th time he's had a 2-home-run ball game. Sad to say, that was the only offense the Twins were able to put together, and they ended up losing 5-2 in that ball game in Seattle.
Over the course of this homestand, the Twins hope to rebuild their home field advantage. They faced Weaver here earlier this year, ended up with a win. They'll hope to get a win again here tonight in the series opener. Fox Sports North is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
After a tough week on the road, the Twins return home for a nice homestand to face the Los Angeles Angels here on Fox Sports North. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'm Robbie Ince-Mikowski. A lot of fans want to see some new blood here in this Twins lineup, and tonight they're going to get it in the form of Brian Dozier, who was recalled from AAA Rochester, and tonight will make his Major League debut in a Minnesota Twins uniform. Dozier taking warm-ups earlier, recalled from AA, put together a real nice spring training, and earlier in his pregame meeting with the media, manager Ron Gardner discussed his expectations for Dozier.
Just want him to get out there and relax and have some fun, take it all in. It's a big moment, your first chance to get out on a major league field. Facing a guy like Weaver even makes it bigger, which is cool. But it's a big moment. For those of us that had that opportunity to step out there as a kid and get in a major league ball game, it's an experience that you really should take it all in. Sometimes it goes by really quick and you don't remember.
And Brian Dozier tonight gets the start at short and will bat second. Tonight it's a matchup of two guys who have thrown no-hitters, Francisco Liriano and Jared Weaver. Face off next with Dick Kramer. And for Fly 11, he's back. First pitch next on Fox Sports North.
Jared Weaver made baseball history against the Twins.
A drive to right field. Hunter back. And Jared Weaver has no hit. The Minnesota Twins.
Tonight he tries to turn the trick again in Minnesota. His mound opponent, Francisco Liriano, also joined the no-hit list last season against the White Sox. Tonight, Francisco hopes to again find the form that had him among baseball's elite pitchers. It's the Angels and Twins next. Joe Mauer and the Twins hoping for a good homestand. That's exactly what this team needs. Beyond one game here tonight. A 9-game homestand, and boy, a 6-3, 7-2 homestand would go a long way toward making everybody feel better.
You know what, Dick? It's nice to be back. The Twins are 8.5 games behind the Cleveland Indians. They're 7-20. Think about that. Only 8.5. It doesn't sound like a lot. Only what they have to do is start winning series. You want to get back to 500 as quick as possible.
And So the Menards batting order for the Angels. Meiser Izturis in the leadoff spot. He'll be followed by Alberto Callaspo, Albert Pujols, Torrey Hunter, Mark Trumbo, Howie Kendrick, Vernon Wells, Chris Iannetta, Peter Borges on the Menards Angels batting order.
And it's Francisco Liriano making his 6th start and his 3rd against the Angels already this year. Twins will be done with the Angels after this 3-game series. For Liriano, like Tim Laudner said in the pregame, just attack the strike zone. Keep the ball down, get ahead in the count. And a first pitch, he misses high and away.
Liriano in his last start against the Angels, 5 1/3 innings, and balls and strikes were pretty much even again, and he falls behind Izturis 2-0. And the word is out, of course, around baseball now. Take until Liriano gets you in a hitter's count and then swing away. There's a breaking pitch over for a strike.
Well, that's why it's so important, Dick, for Liriano to establish that fastball, get strike one, because he has a devastating slider. He's got a great changeup, but when it's always 2-1, 3-1, hitters are going to do that right there.
Waiting.
A 2-1 count. Izturis lines it in the left field for a hit.
Took the breaking pitch for a strike, waiting for a fastball. He got it and smashed it to left. A leadoff single. Here's the Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Span in the middle. Komatsu in left. Josh Willingham has a touch of the flu. Trevor Plouffe in right. Valencia, Dozier, Carroll. Harmony, the infielders. Maurer behind the plate. Of course, the middle infield looking differently with Brian Dozier at short, moving Jamie Carroll over to second base. Here is Callaspo. Inside, ball one.
First 2 hitters for the Angels switch hitters. Callaspo as a right-handed hitter so far this year, hitting .438. The average overall at .232.
Callaspo, the third baseman for the Angels in the opener. And a strike 1-1. So now we'll see whether Callaspo swings away. When Liriano made his start against the Angels, I kept track of this through 3 innings. He threw 5 innings. Through the 5 innings, he had strike 1 on 10 of the batters he faced through 5 innings and retired 8 of them. That one landed 5 feet in front of the plate and bounced into the seats. So Izturis goes to second on a terribly wild pitch.
Yeah, wild pitch, charge of Liriano. It's his first wild pitch of the year. You know, sometimes you get into that rut like Liriano's in right now. You try to do too much. That changeup right there, you can see where it lands. Joe Mauer had no chance to try to keep it in front of him.
Now 2-1 to Callaspo. And that got away from Mauer. 3-1 to Callaspo. I'm not sure whether Mauer blocked it or home plate umpire Rob Drake. Three and 1 with Pujols on deck. Chop to the right side.
Good at bat right there by Callaspo, getting Izturis over to third.
It took him 110 at bats to hit his first home run. In his 111th at bat, he finally hit his first Angel home run.
The Angels are hoping that this is just more better things to come. And you can see all the players went into the tunnel there in Anaheim. They were not there to greet him, so he went down there to get them, led by manager Mike Scioscia.
So Pujols comes up now with a runner at third and 1 away. Down and away, ball 1.
Wow, this is a guy the Angels signed to that big contract knowing what he can do. 446 major league home runs, and this is his 12th major league season. Usually good for 30 home runs a year, over 100 runs driven in.
Inside.
Had a chance to talk to Mike Scioscia before the ball game this afternoon, and I talked about Pujols a little bit, and he said, you know what, you come to a new league, you know, you have so much media attention out there, and it's been really tough on him, and But, you know, he works hard. He comes to the ballpark, tries to keep that positive attitude.
Bouncer to short. Dozier gets his first chance. He throws out Pujols, who gets an RBI on the ground ball with Isturis coming in from third base.
Pujols credited with the RBI, his 8th of the year. So the wild pitch that Liriano had ends up hurting him here in the first inning.
That'll bring up Torrey Hunter. Torrey had a great series against the Twins. He's really punished Twins pitching over the last year and some change. And a strike on the outside corner.
That's the pitch right there that Liriano would like to get. That fastball down and away. It sets up everything else in his repertoire. You can go inside, another good changeup down and away. Then you come in for a purpose. Liriano's a pitcher that likes to work more inside than he does established down and away. If he can sit right there down and away, then inside would be a surprise with that hard slider and then maybe the changeup dropped on top of home plate.
And another pitch on the outside corner. Hunter got a piece of it. Two strikes. Angels on the board here with a first inning run.
Liriano making his 6th career start against the Angels, his 7th appearance. 1 win, 3 losses over his career.
Liriano left the pitch up, and Hunter tried to crush it into the upper deck.
Well, that's one thing we see from Liriano once in a while, Dick. He doesn't allow a lot of home runs, 5 so far in his first 5 starts, but he usually does a pretty good job of keeping the ball in the ballpark. Right there, just got underneath that ball a little bit, flattens it out, and that's why Torrey had such a great swing at that pitch. Better angle on that breaking ball right there.
And Hunter tapped it foul to stay alive.
And always that smile of Torrey Hunter. You know, so many guys, and Ron Gardner and I was talking about Brian Dozier coming up and having fun. Take a look at this guy right here. This guy enjoys playing the game of baseball.
And Hunter strikes out. Liriano ends the first inning. A leadoff single and a wild pitch lead to an Angel run. Nothing lead. Ron Gardner hired back at the reins of the Twins after taking the weekend off for daughter Tara's graduation. And his Menards batting order has Denard Span leading off. Brian Dozier making his major league debut. Then Joe Mauer, Ryan Doumit, Danny Valencia, Chris Parmalee, Trevor Plouffe, Eric Komatsu, and Jamie Carroll.
And Jarrett Weaver on the mound looking to do that only one man has ever done. Johnny Vandermeer back in 1938 had back-to-back no-hitters. Of course, no-hitting the Twins last Wednesday. Now Weaver has come out and said, that's my biggest pet peeve is being a pitcher. It's tough Obviously, if you face the same team twice in a row, you have to pitch a little bit different. But it's hard to pitch different because, hey, you have to pitch to your strength as well as the opposing team, and they know that. Well, I looked at that and I thought, you know what, Jarrett Weaver, just pitched the way you did last time. My goodness, you pitched a no-hitter.
To right center field, toward the gap, and Hunter glides over to make the catch. So Span makes a bid for a hit, but Hunter chases it down for the first out. Northland Ford defense for the Angels. There's Hunter in right, Peter Borges in center, Vernon Wells in left, Callaspo Esturas on the left side of the infield, Kendrick and Pujols on the right side. Chris Iannetta caught the no-hitter, so there's every reason to expect him to be in the lineup again tonight. The last thing you'd want to do if you're Mike Scioscia is break up the tandem that worked so well last time out. Here's Brian Dozier taking ball one.
Yeah, Dozier making his Major League debut right here, his first Major League at-bat. And Bernard Span did exactly what Joe Mauer said. Look for the fastball and hopefully hit it hard. He hit the ball hard, but right at Torrey Hunter.
1-1. Dozier, minor league player of the year last year. Had a great spring training. No room for him with Casilla and Carroll designated as the starting middle infielders. Out of center field, hit right at Borges. And out number two.
Yeah, Dozier just 24 years old. His minor league numbers, 3+ seasons, a career .305 hitter. You can see last year the Sherry Robertson Award, minor league player of the year, selected by the Twins in the 8th round of the 2009 draft out of Southern Mississippi.
Two gone quickly, and here's Mauer. Outside, ball one. Joe's batting average, like everyone else's, took a hit on the road trip down to .278. The Twins don't want anything to mushroom for Weaver. They'd like to get that first hit out of the way. This is a team that 1 through 9, whoever's in the lineup, they need to relax and just swing the bats. And the longer Weaver goes without allowing a hit, the more difficult it's going to be for that to happen. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Yeah, great changeup right there. What we saw on that no-hitter is so many different assortment of speed of his pitches. Fastball 93, changeup in the high 70s. Then he'll mix in a cutter and then the big slow curveball.
On the outside corner to even the count.
Pitcher's pitch right there at 90 miles an hour, low and away on the black. Now Rob Drake behind the plate. Let's see what Fox Track says. It's down and away. You get that pitch, watch out.
Another no-hitter. 2-2. And
Mauer try it
strikes
again.
out. Iannetta steps toward the mound to fire to first, and Weaver has a hitless perfect first inning. to keep a pitcher like Liriano calm on the mound. Well, back in the day, Tim Laudner's job was to not so much keep Burt Blyleven calm, but at times Frank Viola needed a little calming influence. So we'll bring Timmy into the discussion here and ask Timmy to answer the question with Mark Trumbo at the plate and the 1-0 count. Timmy, how about it? How big of a role should a catcher play in that?
Well, you got to make sure you keep them all calm, including the manager. And the best way to do that is to make sure that your pitcher is in the zone. You got to work with them, talk to him between innings, talk to him before the game. Make sure that he has confidence when he goes out there.
Good pitch right there, down and away. And so far, so good for Liriano, hitting that spot down and away. And you know, Tim Laudner was the type of catcher. He did exactly that. Talked between innings, and you know, he came out and just settled you down. And that's what a catcher, Joe Mauer, has to do here with Liriano. If he sees he's rushing, slow him down a little bit.
Slider in the dirt. Mauer blocks most of it. Stumbles a little bit, but throws to first permanently. Keeps a foot on the bag, one down. But all right, now the other side of that, Bert and Tim, if he's still hooked up with us here.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Liriano's got over 700 innings pitched in the major leagues. At some point, he ought to be able to assume some accountability for calming himself down, shouldn't he?
Well, I think the biggest thing right now, and you saw Mauer make that play over to first, is just Liriano needs to stay positive because he's had so many negative things go his way that, you know, I think that's why the Twins made such a big deal out of his last start, even though he pitched, you know, 5 1/3 innings, gave up 4 runs. By the numbers, it wasn't what you would say a good start, but they're looking for a rainbow. Don't you agree, Tim?
You know what? If he had as much confidence in his stuff and as much trust in his stuff as his manager and his coaches and especially his teammates do, boy, he'd really be something, because the reason that he's out there is because his stuff is electric, and he's a good pitcher, and he's capable of flipping up a dandy every time he goes out there. And as a catcher, you just want to make sure, hey Frankie, hey, look, you know what, you've got good stuff today. I want you to come right at me. I want you to come at me with your best stuff, because if you come at me with your best stuff, they're not going to hit you tonight. And you just got to keep reminding them and reinforcing it over and over again.
1-2 to Howie Kendrick.
Slider right here finally gets the pitch, and Liriano strikes out his 3rd straight batter.
Since the leadoff single and wild pitch, we've had a couple of weak ground balls and now 3 straight strikeouts.
You know what I was going to mention, Dick? Yeah, I think in that first hitter in Esturris, we saw a couple pitches up in the strike zone, but since then everything has been down in the strike zone, and Liriano picking up his 3rd strikeout.
2 gone in the second. Vernon Wells, the hitter,
way out in front. And Howie Kendricks has always hit Twins pitching extremely well. Great pitching sequence right there by Liriano.
and he was 6 for 11 against Liriano. Here's Wells.
Another pitch down in the strike zone. So Liriano right now, he's got that nice release point out front. Right there.
And now 0-2. Erratic with his control, but now seemingly nothing but strikes.
28 pitches, 19 first strikes. So he's doing exactly that. Attack the strike zone.
Tapper foul. Dino Ebel, the third base coach.
Now you're right, Dick, what you mentioned before about Liriano. He has over 700 innings at the major league level. You would think that he would get it, but you know, you fall into ruts, and that's what Liriano's trying to get out of right here. Good changeup, but missing down and away.
1-2. Just off the inside corner, 2-2.
Got a bad pitch right here. Again, down in the strike zone. Liriano going in with a fastball and just a bit inside.
And Wells taps the slider, foul. Angels swept the Twins and then were shut out the next 2 games by the Toronto Blue Jays. Mike Scioscia's team still looking for some traction. They've gotten off to a very poor start. Find themselves 6.5 games back of the Rangers. Rangers have cooled off quite a bit. They've lost their last 3 series.
Yeah, Rangers at 18-10. The Angels at 12-17.
And now a full count with Chris Iannetta on deck. And another slider foul. You know what we saw in the series in Anaheim and here in the first inning tonight, the Angels, as much as they've struggled, when they execute and when they play their game, you see the potential. They don't have the power yet that they anticipate having with Pujols going and Hunter going and Morales, guys like that. But they've just pretty much manufactured the first run of the game, and that may set the tone for the whole night.
Yeah.
This one a fair ball. Valencia's got a fire on the run. Boy, he's got a strong arm, but not in time. Valencia might have the strongest arm among American League third basemen, and he got an awful lot on that throw on the run, but Wells beat it out.
Well, you know, you play a deep third base, you expect that ball to be hit hard somewhere, and it's kind of a swinging bunt. So Danny has to react as quick as possible, comes in and on the run trying to get something on the ball. And I'll tell you what, a bang play right there. Wells maybe just beat it out.
It's challenging for our camera people to keep up with the velocity of that throw, but not in time. A 2-out infield hit, and here's Iannetta. Iannetta held out of a few games in the Toronto series. Check swing and ball 1.
Iannetta in his first season with the Angels, the last 6 seasons with the Colorado Rockies.
Liam Hendricks hit Iannetta in the wrist with a pitch in his first plate appearance last Wednesday. And Iannetta didn't want to disrupt Weaver's rhythm that he got into, and he ended up catching the no-hitter, and then he missed a few games because of the sore wrist. 1-0. And now 1-1.
You know, speaking of wrist, Dick, how about Jason Worth of the Washington Nationals? Ended up breaking his left wrist.
Had surgery on it today.
Yeah. Nationals off to a very good start in the National League Eastern Division, 18-10.
Injuries really mounting. You got a team like the Milwaukee Brewers. They've lost a starting pitcher, 2 infielders last week to serious injuries. Up and in, 2-1. Carlos Gomez on the disabled list with a pulled hamstring, and the Brewers will host the Twins in the middle part of the next 3-city road trip. 2-1.
18 pitches in the first inning for Liriano. Pitch number 21 here. Trying to get the out. Throw over. Wells. Angels run a little bit. 14 stolen bases. They've been caught only 3 times. Vernon Wells 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts.
Another throw to first. Parmalee holding Wells on. More attention paid to Vernon Wells. 2-1 to Chris Iannetta. Drifts outside, 3-1.
Now you make the adjustment right there. You saw that pitch up and away. Now as a pitcher, you tell yourself, get that ball back to where I have been successful so far. That's down in the strike zone. See what Liriano does right here on this pitch. There's 2 outs right here. You don't worry that much about that runner at first base. Make a good quality pitch down in the strike zone.
Good. With the breaking pitch, swing and a miss, 3-2.
But those are the adjustments you have to make when you're up in the zone. Okay, tell yourself, get back down in that strike zone, and hopefully good things will happen.
But we see that a lot from Liriano, don't we? Where if he gets into a situation where he has to throw a strike, he prefers the slider rather than the fastball.
Not too many pitchers can actually do that, where they have as much confidence in a slider or a changeup as much as their fastball.
There's the fastball fouled back. Wells got a late break from first base. So Liriano will try again on 3-2.
Keep it outer half of the plate.
Over the mound, Carroll behind the second base bag makes the play.
Good pitch.
Couple of strikeouts, a 2-out single, kept in the infield, does no damage.
Tonight's Sanford Health injury update. It's about Josh Willingham missing the game tonight because of the flu, but he is available to pinch hit, will not be in the starting lineup. Obviously a good hitter against the Angels. And Dick and Bert, when you look at Josh Willingham, of course, he's a big power bat that you want, but when he reported to the field today, he was not feeling well, one of the last guys to arrive. But hopefully, if they need a bat later in the game, he's ready.
Thank you, Robbie. Ryan Doman leading things off in the second, taking ball one from Jared Weaver. Weaver had a 1-2-3 first. It'll be Doman, Valencia, and Parmalee. High fly to right center field. Borges going back to the wall. He makes the catch. So Doman, who hit 2 home runs yesterday in Seattle, nearly hit one in his first at bat here tonight.
Well, I think what we've seen here at Target Field, that area right there is a long way from home plate. That ball had a lot of hang time. And that allowed the speedy Peter Borges to get to the wall, leap right there, and make contact with the ball and the wall at the same time.
He actually caught it with his bare hand. The ball landed in his bare hand, and if you're ever wondering why coaches are instructing youngsters all the time to use both hands, sometimes the ball doesn't touch the glove. Eventually it did, but the ball landed in the palm of his bare hand.
Well, I'm sure he knew he was right against the wall or going to be there shortly. And, you know, sometimes you maybe take your eye off the ball. Nice running catch right there by the speedster, Peter Borges.
Danny Valencia taking ball one. Valencia didn't play against Jared Weaver when he threw his no-hitter Wednesday. 2-0.
Let's take a look at the GMC keys to the game on Jared Weaver. At home, he has been almost unhittable, and that's what he did to the Twins. But on the road, 2 starts, a little higher ERA.
There have been 2 no-hitters thrown this year. Weaver's against the Twins, and then a couple weeks before, Philip Humber's perfect game against the Mariners. Now, since then, Humber has been absolutely dreadful in 3 starts for the White Sox. He got pounded again today. But you're dealing with a different caliber of pitcher here in Jared Weaver. Most people were stunned when Philip Humber threw his perfect game. I don't know there are too many people that were surprised that Weaver threw a no-hitter.
Even his teammate C.J. Wilson said to him about a week prior, hey, you know, it's time that maybe you pitch a no-hitter. You've got that kind of stuff. It just so happened he did it against the Angels. 5 up, 5 down for Jared Weaver. And you know, Dick, I mean, you look at Weaver, this guy making his 7th start. In his first 6 starts, 4 of the 6 starts, he pitched shutout baseball. Didn't allow an earned run in 4 of the 6 starts. So he's been maybe the hottest pitcher in the American League, if not all of baseball, coming into this ballgame.
Now the Twins did not beat him, but they won the ballgame. He started here at Target Field earlier this year. Parmalee, the batter, taking inside. But Weaver was sailing along through 3 innings, and then Carroll started the 4th inning with a double. Mauer singled him home. Willingham hit a 2-run home run, and then he settled back in again till running into trouble in the 7th. Slow breaking ball over for a strike. 1-1.
Yeah, Weaver came into this ballgame 44 2/3 innings pitched, only 8 earned runs allowed, and only 28 hits.
Little fly ball to center field. Borges got a late start, hustling in, and he makes up for a late break with his great speed. 6 up, 6 down so far for Jared Weaver. The game. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234 234. Mauer leading the voting. Twins again tonight so far against Jared Weaver, looking for their first hit. The Angels have a couple of hits in the game's first run. Peter Borges will lead off the 3rd against Francisco Liriano. Strike on the outside corner. Borges has been in and out of the lineup since Mike Trout was called up by the Angels. Borges 3 for 5 in his brief career against Liriano. In Borges and Trout, the Angels have 2 of the fastest outfielders. Both of them groomed to play center field. Trout considered to be one of the top prospects in all of baseball.
Well, kind of a logjam out in the outfield. That's why Bobby Abreu is no longer a Angel anymore. He's now with the Dodgers. Angels $8 to $9 million contract letting Bobby Abreu go. A lot of young talent out in that outfield.
Fly ball right center field. Plouffe comes in for the catch.
And that's what you want a Borges to do. Hit the ball in the air so he can't try to beat out an infield base hit.
What's the best and most affordable way to get good seats to watch the Cubs, Phillies, Brewers this summer? That's easy. Join the Twins season ticket family. You still have time. 20 game and 40 game packages are still available. Packages begin at just $220. Call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com and learn all there is to learn about the great benefits of being a Twins season ticket holder. One gone in the third. Here's Izturis. Liriano fell behind him 2-1, and now it's 2-0. And then Izturis lined a single to the left, advanced to second on a wild pitch, and then scored on a couple of ground balls.
Yeah, Izturis, 31 years old, from Venezuela, in his 8th season with the Angels. A switch hitting middle infielder, can really play anywhere on the field. Pretty athletic.
Twins will play against his half brother when we get to Milwaukee, Cesar Izturis, who will be the Brewers shortstop now. 3-1. And a walk, and Izturis is aboard for the second time.
First walk of the ball game for Liriano. And what you do is you put on Izturis, who's got good speed, 6 stolen bases in 6 attempts.
Alberto Callaspo, the batter, with a man aboard and 1 out. Callaspo was at the plate when Liriano uncorked a wild pitch that sent Izturis to second. And then Callaspo wanted to do nothing more than push the ball on the ground to the right side. He accomplished that. And then 1 ground ball later, the Angels had their first run.
Yeah, this is kind of where you want Joe Mauer maybe to go out and settle Liriano down a little bit right there. That's what Tim Laudner said earlier. You got to kind of take control of your pitcher and get him back down in that strike zone. Get him focused back on that glove.
Blocked in the dirt, 2-0. Liriano has had 3 ground ball double plays turned behind him this year.
Timmy, I know you're open right now, but there are a lot of times, I know catcher doesn't want to always walk out there, but there are certain times you may see that pitcher not focused as well as he should. That's when you should go out there and at least try to settle him down, right? Get him refocused.
Sometimes those guys stand out there and it's like standing on an island, and you just got to go out and talk to them a little bit and make sure that they stay engaged with what it is that they're doing.
2-1.
It was pretty clear that Liriano, after he faced Borges and got him to fly out, wasn't even close to Izturis. And from a catching standpoint, you want to make sure that you go out there even after a couple of pitches that aren't close to the zone to say, hey, Frankie, let's go. Let's get right back in here.
And now 3-1 to Callaspo.
And these are the innings that create Liriano's problems, because you end up walking somebody, a base hit. All of a sudden, it's not like the first inning where you give up 1 run. But that's fine. It's the multi-run innings that end up hurting the Twins, especially early in the ballgame. So you have to get that ball over the plate, make them swing the bat.
Shaving the corner, 3-2.
Now there's a good chance right here that Izturis will be taking off towards second base. Evil, the third base coach, going through signs.
Fouled off his front leg, and it buckles Callaspo with Izturis off with the pitch.
Yeah, there's that we were talking earlier, Dick. That's a 3-2 slider right there. So he has a lot of confidence in that slider. Callaspo hurting a little bit. Wow.
back of the ankle, the Achilles tendon area. So another 3-2. Runner goes, and the pitch drilled to left field. And gone. Cayaspo with a 2-run home run. He went back to the slider, and Cayaspo was waiting for it.
Yeah, Cayaspo, not known for his power, hits his first of the year, just left that breaking ball up and got it over that left field fence for an early 3-0 lead for the Angels. Liriano allowing his 6th home run of the year.
He fouled the first slider against his leg, and the second one was sitting right over the inside corner.
Yep. Well, I always said, Dick, in these situations, you want that hitter to hit the ball the other way. You slow his bat up a little bit, and Cayaspo got underneath that ball for the 2-run home run.
So 3-0 Angels, and Pujols at the plate, taking ball 1. And now he falls behind Pujols 2-0.
And now this inning, it looks like Liriano's trying to trick him rather than he did in the second inning when he had a couple strikeouts. He went right after him with good low fastballs. Here he's throwing change-ups. There's a fastball, but again left up, and Pujols just got underneath it.
Span in short center, out number 2.
Up in the booth for Circle Me Burt, we have Christy. You have a birthday coming up. You're here with your family. Welcome. Last time you were here, I believe it was rained out. And you're back in the booth, and welcome to the booth. Enjoy the ball game.
It's 3-0 Angels. Here's Torrey Hunter. Went down swinging in the first.
And just let Christy know it's 334 more days until my birthday.
Carroll gets the second hop. Plenty of shopping days left. A walk and a home run. It's 3-0 Angels. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. By CenturyLink, a different kind of communications company. CenturyLink, your link to what's next. And by Grand Casino, the best stories start here. Beautiful night for baseball, but the Angels have a quick 3-0 lead. Twins are hitting now in the bottom of the third, still looking for their first hit this month against Jared Weaver. Trevor Plouffe takes up and away, ball 1.
Well, as Trevor Plouffe had 3 very good at-bats against Weaver in that no-hitter, and late in the ball game, he almost hit that home run down the left field line, and it just looked foul.
His no-hitter came against the Twins on May 2nd. And Weaver, so far, so good. 6 up, 6 down. Plouffe, Komatsu, and Carroll. And a strike. 2-1. Weaver's only thrown 23 pitches. 3-1.
Yeah, 10 in the first, 10 in the second. Weaver with 1 strikeout.
And a walk will put Plouffe aboard, and the Twins will get Weaver into the stretch. Since 1991, there have been 6 pitchers, now counting Weaver, who followed up a no-hit performance with their next start against the same team they had just previously no-hit.
Yeah, look what Tommy Green did right there for the Philadelphia Phillies in 1991. Pitched the no-hitter May 23rd, and then 5 days later pitched another shutout, a 3-hit shutout against the Montreal Expos.
Eric Komatsu, the batter, squaring to bunt and bunting it foul. We talked about this late in the ball game that Weaver pitched against the Twins, whether the Twins would late in the game try to drop down a bunt, and of course they wouldn't because of the score of the game. But we brought up the Angel Tiger game last year when I think it was Eric Ibard tried to drop down a bunt late in a Verlander no-hit bid, and Verlander took exception to it. There had been some other issues within that game, guys pimping after home runs hit and all that, and Mike Scioscia said, hey, we're trying to score runs. It was the 3-0 game at the time, and that's the score we have here in the third, so no one should take any exception to Komatsu trying to drop down a bunt here.
Oh, not at any time. You know, if it's a 2-0, 3-0 ball game, even if it's in the 6th or 7th inning, you got a chance to lay down a bunt. You get on base because, you know, like you said, the team is maybe, you know, a 1 good inning away from getting back into it.
So now 2-1 to Komatsu.
If I remember right, Verlander, I mean, he ended up not even finishing that ball game, if I remember right, because he kind of exploded.
3-1, and Weaver doesn't early on here, even though he hasn't given up a hit, doesn't seem to have the command that he had last Wednesday. He's pitched his way into a lot of hitters' counts.
Yeah, a couple starts ago, Weaver had a season high 4 walks against the Indians in Cleveland.
So 3-1 to Komatsu, 0 for 6 as a batter, as a Twin. And now 3-2. Komatsu wasn't even property of the Twins when Weaver threw his no-hitter at them.
Komatsu claimed off waivers from the Cardinals on May 4th by the Twins. A Rule 5 draft by the Cardinals from the Nationals.
Plouffe can run a little bit. We'll see if the Twins send him. He gets back to the bag. Three and 2 to Eric Komatsu. Plouffe goes. And the pitch fouled back. Komatsu waited for a hanger and fouled it to the net.
Yeah, good swing right there. Just got underneath it. Komatsu with the Cardinals, 15 ball games, hit only .211. In 19 at bats, he had 4 hits, all of them singles.
Couple of walks, couple of strikeouts. Was used primarily as a pinch hitter for the Cardinals. Plouffe goes again, and the pitch popped up, and it's back and out of play. Komatsu we've seen in right field tonight, starting in left field because Josh Willingham a little bit under the weather.
Very good minor league numbers for Komatsu, just 24 years old, and signed by the Brewers originally out of Cal State Fullerton. 4 minor league seasons and over a 300+ average in the minor leagues.
Another 3-2. Plouffe off again, and another pop up back and out of play. Well, baseball is a game, but so's dominoes, and sometimes within the baseball world there is a game of dominoes, one thing falling into another. Now Komatsu claimed on waivers. The Twins sent Clete Thomas through waivers. He cleared waivers, was assigned to Rochester. Joe Benson, who was with the Twins late last year, was demoted from AAA to AA. And then too, with the call-up of Brian Dozier, here another 3-2 pitch and another foul back. Pedro Florimon, who had a very good spring training, opened up some eyes. A middle infielder, shortstop, was called up from AA and promoted to AAA. So one move impacts a lot of different lives sometimes.
Well, a lot of times if you take care of your own business, you don't have to worry about being that player that's going to be sent down. I know Benson was struggling in Rochester, and they're hoping that going back to AA, where he did so well last year, will get him going again.
Another 3-2 to Komatsu. Lined up the middle and under the glove of Isturis. Plouffe will hold up. It'll be a base hit. And Komatsu with a great at bat. He hit a rocket that nearly undressed the pitcher.
Well, Komatsu getting his first hit as the Minnesota Twins. Are they standing for Komatsu?
I think they're standing for the hit. He tattooed that ball, and he fouled off what, 4 2-strike pitches to get what he could hammer.
And Weaver kept going at him with that fastball. Finally, he got the barrel of the bat out and hit it right back up the middle. Isturis almost caught that ball, but it was by him in a hurry.
Corner infielders are up, expecting a Carroll bunt. And they may have taken the bunt away from the Twins here by pinching the corner so much.
Take a look at the fastball right here, right back up the middle, right behind the pack of Weaver. And watch Isturis right there, almost gets that short hop. And poor Borges comes in so quickly that Plouffe has to stay at second base.
1-0 to Carroll. And now in the dirt. 2-0, and Ineto will go to the mound. Well, a scary moment for the Angels because of what happened yesterday at the end of their game with Toronto. In a similar play, LaTroy Hawkins, who was the closer for the Angels because of an injury to Scott Downs, made this nice play, but in the process of making it, the ball hit the pinky finger on his pitching hand, and he's on the disabled list with a busted finger.
Yeah, he broke that little pinky finger. He's now in Dallas looking at a hand specialist, and like you mentioned, put on a disabled list.
So Weaver has a rocket hit back up at him. Scott Downs is day-to-day with a knee injury. That's why Hawkins was in to try to close the game for the Angels. He got the save, but a costly one. 2-0 to Carroll. There's a strike. When the Twins got to Weaver here at Target Field back in early April, it was Carroll's double that started a 3-run inning. I guess mustaches, in this case, of Fu Manchu, kind of the.
Well, he hasn't shown bunt yet. Pujols in on the grass at first. Cayaspo's even with the bag at third.
Liner to the second baseman, and Plouffe is doubled off. So Plouffe strayed too far. Carroll hit the ball on the button, and it's a double play.
Yeah, you don't like to get doubled up at second base right there. You want to make sure that that ball hits the grass, and Plouffe taking off right there. Just that little stutter step toward third base allows Isturis to come in behind and get the force out at second base.
So a runner at first, 2 away, and here's Denard Span. This will be the 40th pitch of the night for Weaver. Komatsu takes off, and the Twins try to hit and run off the glove of the shortstop. Komatsu will go to third. So Isturis covering the bag, and he tried to backhand it. It came up on him.
Yeah.
And I think Span will reach on an error.
That was a nasty hop right there. So we'll see how they rule it right here. And it is an error. Little hit and run. Span taking that fastball up the middle. And watch his ball hit that edge of the grass and then come up and off the glove of Isturis in the short left field. Komatsu hustling over to third.
Well, a walk. Great at bat for Komatsu and a single, a line drive double play. Now an error, and the Twins are still not on the board. They have Dozier at the plate with 2 away and runners on the corners. dug out by Iannetta. Dozier, in his first major league at bat, hit a fly ball to center field.
Just get it over with right here. Pick up maybe a single. Pick up your first major league RBI. Dozier does not show a lot of power in the minor leagues. 15 home runs in his 3+ years at the minor league level, and over 1,300 minor league at bats. More of a line drive, base hit type hitter.
And a fastball down the middle, 1-1. Dozier last year kind of switched from second base to shortstop, moved around the infield a little bit. Exclusively a shortstop this year. Nice block by Iannetta, 2-1.
Yeah, Weaver only needed 20 pitches to retire the first 6 hitters for the Twins in the first 2 innings. Right now, 23 pitches here in the third.
The line drive double play certainly doesn't help, but when you get a pitcher like Weaver who's struggling in any given inning, you need to score. 2-1 to Dozier. Fouled off the end of the bat, 2-2.
Yeah, he just took a little off that pitch right there. That's what we saw in that no-hitter, Dick. There wasn't a 92 mile-an-hour fastball, say 3 times in a row. It was always so many different speeds.
And in that sense, you looked at the stuff he had that night. To me, he almost made, I know the Twins are struggling in the lineup, but he almost made throwing a no-hitter look easy because of how he did it. 93 miles per hour, 91, 89, back up to 93, and that was just with 1 pitch, his fastball. And this one lifted foul and out of play.
And even that fastball right there at 90, the previous one about 87, he tried to sneak it up, elevate it up in that strike zone. He picked up a couple of his 9 strikeouts in that no-hitter on that good high fastball.
You were watching, weren't you? You weren't there, but you were watching on television.
I watched every ball game.
Really?
Yes, I did.
2-2. See if Dozier
and I went to go play golf.
2-2 to Dozier. 3-2, and Dozier's battling Weaver like Komatsu did a few earlier at bats.
That is a good take right there. That changeup, down in the strike zone for a guy that's making his major league debut to not swing at that. That was a great take. Watch this right here. Laid off that.
And he wastes a tough pitch on or near the outside corner. It's great to see Dozier up here. We saw him in spring training. I think fans have heard about him. Many of them have. So it's nice to see him up here, but it's unrealistic to expect him to, completely turn this lineup around. And you just hope he goes out and has some good at-bats. And this is one. A liner to center. Borges makes the catch.
Darn it.
So Dozier has a great at-bat. It's a blistering line drive to Borges, and the Twins strand 2 in the third. Target field, a wide angle shot from our GoPro shot. Now the Twins have already hit the ball harder tonight through 3 innings than they did through 9 innings the other night against Jared Weaver.
Yeah,
they don't have anything to show for it.
Yeah, it was a good at bat by Brian Dozier. He hit that ball sharply, but the speed again of Borges out in center field, able to catch that last out.
So you'd like to think that given the quality of at bats that we've seen so far and the likelihood that they're going to get Weaver out of the game before he gets close to the end of it, that there's some optimism and enthusiasm they can come back and win this ball game. Central to that is the pitcher going out there now and putting up zeros in the middle innings.
Exactly, Dick. That's the key.
Popped up down the line, and Valencia, with plenty of room, makes the catch. Francisco Liriano, after his no-hitter against the White Sox, took the loss. Was not feeling well, if you remember. Verlander pitched well. Santana won his ball game, a complete game effort. And as we mentioned, Philip Humber has really struggled in his 3 starts since his perfect game. Down the line, fair, off the facing of the sidewall. And Kendrick goes the other way and delivers a sharp single.
Well, nothing new for Howie Kendrick to have good at-bats against the Twins. He came in as a .352 career hitter, 50 hits and 142 at-bats. Here a pitch, you can see it tailing away, but Kendrick hitting right down that line. And I think the Twins get a break right here because it hits that short wall and deflects back toward right field. Trevor Plouffe. That might have been a double right there if that gets into that corner.
You know, and we've seen some plays down there this year, not in the first 2 years, but this year there have been a couple of balls that have been really troublesome in that right field corner.
Yeah, there are the numbers right there. Kendrick against the Twins.
Wells had a long at bat, got a base hit against Liriano in the 2nd inning. And Mauer digs it out, ball 1.
Yeah, good block right there by Joe.
All right. Do you remember how you did the day after you pitched your no-hitter?
Well, I pitched my no-hitter for the Texas Rangers in 1977, and in September I was pitching with a pulled groin. I didn't pitch again until the next year with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Wait a minute.
So my last game in the American League in 1977 was a no-hitter, and I didn't pitch the rest of the year because I re-aggravated the groin.
Sharp single to center. They won't run on Span. The ball got to him so quickly. You just wanted to prolong this Johnny Vandermeer talk all that time, right?
And I don't know how I did in my debut as a Pittsburgh Pirate.
By then people had forgotten you'd thrown the no-hitter.
Yeah, really.
Well, AT&T trivia tonight is no-hitter related, or so I'm told. Who are the 2 Major League franchises never to throw a no-hitter?
Well, we've had that before, too.
So we ought to get it right.
We should remember.
Here's Iannetta. Low, ball 1. Matt Garza threw one for the Rays, in case you're thinking one of the newer expansion teams.
I'm thinking somebody like the Mets or something like that.
2-0.
All right, Liriano needs a ground ball out right here. Iannetta not the quickest from home to first. See if the Twins can turn a double play. And that's what you're thinking right here as a pitcher. Get that sinker down and hopefully get a ground ball. Whether it be a fastball or a slider. Good fastball there. Iannetta swings through it.
Mentioned it, I think, during the telecast yesterday. The Twins relying on the nucleus in their rotation of Baker, Liriano, and Blackburn. Of course, Baker's had Tommy John surgery, won't be pitching at all this year, and may never pitch for the Twins again. 3-1, and right now, as we speak, Blackburn and Liriano are a combined 0-8 with an earned run average of over 8. So then you wonder, well, why are the Twins in last place? It kind of begins and ends right there.
Yeah, starting pitching.
And a check swing, no swing, and Iannetta walks to fill him up for Borges.
I mean, you're looking for a ground ball, and when you end up doing second walk for Liriano.
Rick Anderson will make his first trip to the mound here.
Now that pitch count starting to mount again. That fastball not even close right there. 72 pitches, 41 strikes for Liriano. So a quick trip to the mound by pitcher coach Rick Anderson that is more of a psychiatrist than sometimes a pitching coach with Francisco Liriano. Keep him motivated, try to keep him up as much as he can. The power of positive thinking, that's what Francisco Liriano needs. And Dick, you brought up, Blackburn, Liriano, 0-8 combined, very high ERA, and you wonder how long can the Twins go with that twosome, more or less, and continue to, maybe not make some changes.
Borges with the bases loaded, and the zeros that we spoke of are very much in jeopardy here. The Angels have a chance for a big inning. Corner infielders up. Borges runs very well. Tough guy to double up conventionally. So the plan here is if a ground ball is hit to Valencia or Parbley, they'll come home and at least get the force play. If it's hit to Dozier or Carroll, they'll try to get a double play on the speedy Peter Borges.
How about a strikeout right here? And Liriano just trying to overthrow right there. We've seen the last couple innings the ball getting back up in the strike zone, unlike what he did in the second inning when he kept everything down.
Anthony Swarzak up in the fourth inning. Nearly hit him. 3-0.
Twin starters combined 4-16 with a 6.73 earned run average. That's not going to win a lot of ball games. Borges, I'm sure, will be taking.
3-1. Borges thought it was ball 4. 51 at bats, 15 strikeouts, so he swings and misses a lot. 3-1 to Peter Borges. Fly ball right field. Plouffe setting up for a throw. Tagging is Kendrick. And the throw coming through not in time. Front two runners move up, and Borges lifts a fly ball deep enough to make it 4-0 Angels.
Borges picking up his 9th RBI of the year. That scores Kendrick with good speed at third base for a 4-0 Angel lead. And on the play, Vernon Wells tagging up at second. He went to third base.
So first and third, 2 down, and Izturis will bat. Foul ball. 1 strike. Izturis bounced to second in the first, but in grounding out, advanced Izturis from second to third, and then Callaspo got a second look at a slider and hammered it over the fence in left field for a 2-run home run. Two strikes. The inside corner, 1-2. Slow starts, nothing new for Liriano. When he threw his no-hitter against the White Sox last year, almost on the same date that Weaver threw his against the Twins, Liriano started that game with an ERA of over 9. And now 2-2.
It's like all 4 pitches have been middle in. Again, getting away from that good fastball down and away.
Two and 2. Called, third strike.
There's a pitch down and away.
Misturis is out. The inning ends. The Angels add another. They've scored 4 runs through 4 innings against Liriano.
Making his major league debut, and tomorrow he is the subject of our Twitter Tuesdays. And fans, you can take part in this on Fox Sports North. Send your question that you have for Brian Dozier. Use the hashtag #AskATwin. Tune in at 6:30 to Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink, to see if your question will be asked. Again, Twitter Tuesday tomorrow here on Fox Sports North. Brian Dozier, my guest. I will ask him your question. Hashtag #ATwin. Dick and Bert, it's going to be a nice way to integrate social media here into our broadcast on Fox Sports North. A good way for the fans to interact with the newest Twin.
All right, very good. Joe Mauer will lead off the 4th inning. Taking ball 1. Mauer, Doman, and Valencia facing Jared Weaver. 1-1.
Weaver now with 50 pitches, 30 for strikes. 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Grounded to right side. Mauer, coming off a 1-for-17 road trip, is now 0-for-2 here today.
Well, this Thursday, my partner Dick Bramer is joining the ground crew to find out what it takes to keep Target Field in shape.
They told me I get to ride a tractor. I get to drive a tractor.
No chance. From the setup at 9 a.m. to post-game cleanup, Dick learns the in and outs of Target Field's green grass. Join Fox Sports North for a special Twins game on Thursday starting at 6:30 with Twins Live presented by CenturyLink.
See, what I want to do is get one of the little push mowers that they have there and cut my initials in center field. That's what I'd like to do.
Well, you're part of the ground crew. I think you should be able to do that. Now you're going to paint the TC on her.
Yes, yeah. Ryan Doman takes up and away. It's 1-1. Doman going with the mustache and the not quite the Fu Manchu that Jamie Carroll had. Nice backhanded play by Callaspo, and he throws him out. What a great play by Alberto Callaspo.
You know, that's one thing we did not see, and you mentioned it, Dick, earlier. In his no-hitter in Anaheim, you didn't see a lot of these type of plays, but every pitcher needs good defense. And what a defensive play right there by Alberto Callaspo. A little quick short hop, but he fought it and stayed with it. to get the second out.
Danny Valencia will hit. Valencia hit a bouncer to short his first time up. Breaking ball over for strike one.
Now, I was watching that ball game, and probably one of the hardest hit balls was Alexi Casilla, the final out
at the end
that drove Torrey Hunter all the way to the wall.
This one to center. Borges being driven back. And he makes the catch. A fairly well hit ball, but Weaver has a 1, 2, 3, 4. On to the fifth inning. And Callaspo at the plate, taking ball one. Callaspo, Pujols, and Hunter here in the Angel fifth. They got a run in the first, 2 more in the third, and a run in the fourth, all of them earned runs.
Yeah, Callaspo hit the 2-run home run in the third inning, his first of the year. That made it a 3-0 lead. Then the Angels added one last inning for the 4-0 lead.
85th pitch for Liriano, 46 strikes and 39 balls, and that's not near the percentage you'd like to have.
But we see that every time out, Dick. It's usually 50-50. You know, strike a ball, strike a ball.
And a 4-pitch walk starts the fifth inning. And the Twins are carrying 13 pitchers. They're very limited in terms of what they can do with bench moves, in part because there have been way too many starts like this. The Twins are going to get Anthony Swarzak warmed up now for the second time. Again, tomorrow night, Twins and Angels will be holding court at Target Field, and it's a Sports Authority Value Pack game. Purchase a ticket in the U.S. Bank Home Run Porch View seats, and you'll get a free Schweigert hot dog and a Pepsi. You can line up your tickets for tomorrow night by calling 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. Also note that Thursday's game against Toronto is a Sports Authority Value Pack game too. And I'll be watching from behind the tarp.
Oh, that's where you think you'll be, huh?
Well, that's when I was a kid. That's all I knew of the grounds crew. They got in the games for free, and they were sitting field level. And that's kind of the genesis of this whole thing on Thursday. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a member of the grounds crew. Backhanded by Valencia. Out there, Carroll with the pivot, and the Twins turn 2 around the horn.
Good turn of a double play right there started by Danny Valencia. With Pujols as strong as he is, he's had a tough time really getting that ball airborne. Danny playing that ball off to the side. A good feed over to Carroll at second base, and Carroll behind the bag. You can see Callaspo cannot get to him, so he can make a good throw over to first for the double play.
Hunter with a big swing and a miss. I asked Carroll before the game today, I said, do you take any ground balls, anything over at second base during the regular season? He said, no. What about spring training? No, he was, practicing his trade as a shortstop. Splintered bat and a soft line drive to Dozier ends the inning. A leadoff walk, no damage done. It's 4-0 Angels.
Winner circle, and right here in my right hand are $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets here, and this is for Mandy here. Mandy, Bert, she wants you to circle her, so she can make her kids jealous. Hi, Kennedy. Hi, Wyatt. What do you have to say to your kids right now who are already jealous that you're at the game, but now that you're being circled?
Look, I'm on TV. Good night. I love you.
So there it is. $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets. Bert is what she gets. And Kennedy and Wyatt, I hope you're jealous. Mom's got circled by Bert. Have a great night and go to bed.
Yeah, go to bed. Go to bed, kids. No, you were here by circle. Did you see that very nice circle? I want to just say that you and Roy, and I know TK, you guys were using my telly while I was gone, and some of the circles. I was kind of embarrassed for you guys.
Well, I thought we did a heck of a job, to be honest with you. You don't let me near that thing for 10 years or whatever. Parmley with a liner to right. That'll die in front of Hunter, and the Twins get the leadoff man on. Just the second Twins hit. But again, they've hit the ball a lot harder tonight than they did last Wednesday, but are still behind the scoreboard. It's all that really matters, 4-0.
Well, you know what? It's still 4-0. So right here, hopefully the Twins can maybe get a couple, 2-3 runs, get back into this ball game.
Trevor Plouffe will hit. Plouffe drew a leadoff walk in the third inning. Down and away, ball one.
Now, Weaver's only been able to get strike one on 5 of the 16 batters he's faced so far. So he's been pitching from behind.
One thing I think we need to acknowledge about Plouffe, he's hitting 100. It's been a slow start for him and everybody in the lineup. But he's got a pretty good eye at the plate. The walk that he drew in the third is his 9th walk. He only has 37 at bats. That's a pretty high strike or a walk rate, and something that will ultimately serve him very well, I would think.
Rick Anderson talking to Liriano. 5 innings, 90 pitches thrown.
3-0. And Plouffe draws another walk. So he's walked 10 times with 37 at bats. He's struck out 6 times, and the Twins get their first 2 men on in the 5th.
Yeah, second time Weaver has walked Trevor Plouffe. Weaver now talking to Iannetta. Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, coming out to talk to his tall right-hander. Weaver at 6'7".
2.5 games to go, Bert. And if I can get through Wednesday's telecast and not call Mike John, I will have succeeded in 2012. John, former Twins pitcher in the mid-'80s.
Teammate of mine.
For a CenturyLink high-speed pitch.
Yeah, both these pitchers, Weaver, I think, not as quick as Liriano, but excellent control, even though he has a couple walks. A 91 for Weaver, 94 for Liriano.
Best at bat of the night was Eric Komatsu's at bat in the 3rd inning, and he ended up getting the first hit of the game for the Twins. A sharp single right up the box. Outside, ball 1.
Well, Weaver making his 183rd major league start, his 13th against the Twins. Came into this ball game 86 major league wins, only 47 losses.
It's a strike, 1-1.
He took something off that pitch right there at 87 miles an hour.
Talking before about how the dominoes are connected. The fact that the Twins sent Joe Benson down to Double-A would give the strong suggestion that we'll get a longer look at Eric Komatsu, because the Twins don't really have another outfielder in Rochester that would be ready to be called up. Benson was their top outfielder at AAA.
Oh, a big slow curveball right here and just kind of froze Komatsu.
Well, getting 2 strikes out on the first time wasn't the problem. It was getting strike 3. Komatsu fouled off about 4 2-strike pitches.
Well, Komatsu grew up right in the Anaheim area, went to Tustin High School, then Cal State Fullerton, so he'd like to do something. I'm sure a lot of family and friends watching him play against the Angels here.
Flair foul down the left field line. Just a handful of major league at-bats, so let's look at the minor league numbers. 1,290 at-bats, 172 strikeouts, 185 strikeouts. 24 home runs, 11 triples, 76 doubles, 57 stolen bases.
And a career .302 minor league hitter. Again, that's the key right there. Strikeouts and all that stuff come, but good at bats. You don't hit 300, I don't care what level, unless you have pretty good eye at the plate and make solid contact.
Let's speak of those levels for a moment. There's a check swing there. All the minor league numbers at Double-A or below. He is here with the Twins now, was with the Cardinals, having skipped Triple-A entirely. 2-2 to Komatsu. Liner too tall for the second baseman Kendrick. And Komatsu has his second base hit. And the Twins have the bases full with nobody out.
Well, he got a fastball. He kind of jammed himself, but strong enough to get it over the head of Kendrick. A leaping Kendrick at second base to load the bases. Twins got doubled up earlier in the ball game. And Kendrick has to leap right here. And Parmalee kind of had to wait right there before that ball got through. And Trevor Plouffe, you can see he's the one that got doubled off. He's going to wait this time and then scoots to second base.
Well, here's Jamie Carroll with the bases loaded. Nobody out. He lined into a double play his first time up. Strike on the inside corner. Carroll hit a liner that Kendrick speared. Plouffe was doubled off second, and that pretty much took the wind out of the 3rd inning. Two strikes.
Big slow curveball, then a changeup at 74 miles an hour. Bases full of Twins.
Two strikes to the Twins' second baseman. 1-2. On the subject of walks, Carroll's drawn 13 of them this year. Team leader is Mauer with 14. Willingham with 11.
Yeah, Weaver with only one strikeout in the ball game. And his no-hitter, he had 9.
Dave Carpenter warming up in the Angel pen. That may have brushed him. Oh, just missed him.
That's where Cesar Tovar would stick that arm out right there and take one for the team. And also pick up an RBI. Well, kind of thought about it a little bit.
2-2 to Carroll. Little doink. And Kendrick with the catch. 1 down. Carroll with a little humpback liner. Kendrick makes the catch, 1 away. And a big at bat now for Denard Span. Span hit a fly ball to right and then reached on an error. He hit a 2-hopper to the backhand side of Isturis as Isturis was going to cover the bag.
Yeah, Gardy looked like he put a little hit and run on, and Isturis went to cover the bag, and the ball came up on him, but he was charged with an error.
Span hitting at 304. And if ever a team was crying for an extra base hit in a key spot, this would be it.
I like the crowd. They're into it right here. They want to see Span hit the ball in the gap somewhere.
Pretty speedy outfield out there for the Angels. Slow curve, missing ball 1. One and 0. Covers the inside corner. We've seen more junk from Weaver than his fastball that he showed on Wednesday night.
Yeah, he must not have a lot of feel for that fastball or control because he is changing speeds a lot, but that's what he can do. That's why this guy is such a good pitcher, because if his fastball isn't where he wants it, he can throw his other pitches.
It's wide of the plate, 2-1. Now I think he's thrown all 3 breaking pitches to Span here.
Yeah, 2 curveballs and then the changeup. When curveball, changeup, another breaking ball, tried to clip the outer half of the plate.
Two and 1 to Denard Span. Double play ball. And Kendrick can't turn it. And if Komatsu got on top of him, that's a pretty aggressive base running play by Komatsu. And the Twins get a run out of it, and the inning will continue.
I'll tell you what, good hard slide right there. But this is a ball I think that Isturis has to go right to the bag, jump on the bag, and then throw over to first. You can see Kendrick. He has plenty of time to throw the ball, but you can see the ball slipping in his hand right there and decided not to throw. So Span picks up an RBI. It's a 4-1 ball game, and Weaver not happy at that.
The Twins are on the board. 2 down, runners on the corners, and here's Brian Dozier with a liner to center field. Nice running catch by Borges. Ball 1.
See, that's a play I think as a pitcher. If I'm out there, I'm looking more at my shortstop and Kendrick not getting a good grip. Because I thought Isturis could have gotten that ball, taken himself to second base, and then made a strong throw to first to complete the double play himself.
Twins caught a break, 1-0 to Dozier. There's a ground ball to Kendrick. And it ends the inning. The Twins get a couple of hits and a walk in their first run. It's 4-1.
temperature just at 57 degrees. A mostly cloudy game going to be had. A shower is around, but eventually going to be clearing out. Winds out of the northwest between 8 to 16 miles per hour.
Well, that's not very good weather, but as long as it's sunny on Thursday, so the tarp doesn't have to come out.
I hope it rains somewhere in the ball game. Not that game is going to be delayed or anything, just that it rains on you down there.
Roll the tarp out. Anthony Swarzak was warmed up a couple of times, and he will relieve Francisco Liriano, who went 5 innings and gave up 4 earned runs.
Well, you see the numbers on Swarzak making his 8th appearance. Now, Swarzak has made 3 starts for the Twins. 21 2/3 innings, 5 walks, 11 strikeouts for Swarzak. And his job right here is put a 0 on the board.
A couple of times this year he's done what the Twins really need right here. That is not only put some zeros up, but pitch aggressively and get the Twins off the field back in the dugout quickly. We'll see if he can get that done here in the 6th inning. Doubleheader today in Cleveland. The Indians beat the White Sox 8-6. They cuffed around Philip Humber, knocked him out early, and Cleveland leading the second game 2-1 late, but it's in rain delay right now.
Maybe we'll fly you to Cleveland.
You're just trying to get rid of me.
Oh, heavens no.
1-1. Trumbo, Kendrick, and Wells facing Swarzak here in the 6th.
Now Swarzak has all 4 pitches. He'll throw that 2-seam sinking fastball along with a curveball, slider, and a changeup. Fastball clocked in the low 90s.
Bounced foul. Trumbo needs to play someplace. He's the designated hitter tonight. He's played 5 different positions. First base, third base, DH, couple of outfield spots. Immensely talented. 29 home runs last year as a first baseman, but he won't be playing there for the next 10 years if Pujols stays healthy.
And a big kid, 6'4", about 225, tremendous power.
2-2.
Came in second last year in the Rookie of the Year voting behind Jeremy Hellickson with the Rays. Won the award.
Foul back. You know, all of this is tough for rookies, and Trumbo was a rookie last year, still a young player. Succeeding up here is tough anyway. And then in Trumbo's case, and to some degree in Parmalee's case, asked to play different positions. You know, Parmalee might be in the outfield one day, be at first base the next. It's really, I would think, very tough for young guys to try to succeed up here without something stable in their daily life, whether like a position to play every day. Here's a pop-up near the mound, and Parmalee comes in to make the catch one away. Kendrick coming to the plate, but first, if you're hitting the road, take the Twins with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv and see every Twins out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit twinsbaseball.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere, home territory blackout restrictions apply.
You know, Dick, I think we saw a little bit of that when Michael Kadire first came up. You know, he was kind of all over the place and finally settled out in right field, and he had some very good years for the Twins out there. Made the All-Star team.
In Parmalee's case, one of the reasons he made the team was his ability to play in the outfield and the infield. Kendrick with 1 strike. And now 2.
Good hard slider there. Good location.
You mentioned something before suggesting that there is a limit to how much the Twins can watch Liriano and Blackburn continue to struggle out there. Liam Hendricks was sent down to make room for Scott Diamond, who will pitch tomorrow. But then that means someone would have to assume a spot in the rotation, and Swarzak has done that before. There's a drive to deep center field. Span going back, makes the catch and crashes into the fence. In one piece. And apparently no worse for the wear. He says he's fine.
Remember in the second inning it was Ryan Doumit that brought Borges to the wall right here. I mean, look at the power of Kendrick. And Span, look how far he had to go for this ball. Keep his eye on the ball, knowing that that wall is close by. But great concentration, catching the ball and saying, hello, wall. And that padding out there has helped a lot of outfielders take some of the abuse that outfielders take running into walls.
2
nice
down.
Catch.
Here's Vernon Wells. I remember the fence at Met Stadium was the chain link fence for a good long while anyway.
Yeah, my goal was always try to get my outfielders to put their face in it, you know.
Swing and a miss, and Swarzak going after the Angel hitters here, trying to put up that quick 0 on the top of the 6th.
I think that's the aggressiveness you talked about earlier about Swarzak, the way he goes about his business. Watch the hard slider right there. Vernon Wells definitely guessing maybe fastball.
2 strikes to Vernon Wells. A pair of singles so far for Wells on the night. And down and away 1-2.
He swung at the previous one. Why not try it again?
Well, you know, you talk about it, and Rick Anderson, Gardy, they all talk about pitchers pounding the strike zone. And what that means, I think, is just on a regular basis, one right after the other. If you can throw the one fastball for a strike, back it up with another fastball for a strike.
Like Liriano did in the 2nd inning. That was the best inning that Liriano, I think, had here in the 5 innings he pitched. He struck out a couple, gave up the infield base hit to Vernon Wells, but then got Iannetta to ground out to second. That inning he threw 24 pitches, and 16 of the 24 were strikes. So he attacked the strike zone.
Swarzak moves Wells off the plate.
Now, again, outer half of the plate.
Slider.
Whatever they decide right here. Good pitch. Got him.
Fastball at the knees in the outside corner, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Swarzak. Gorgeous ballpark that we call home, Target Field. Our AT&T trivia question: what are the 2 franchises never to throw a no-hitter? The Mets and the Padres? Could that be?
You know what amazes me is the Mets. Yeah.
Seaver.
Yeah. They had
Ryan.
Well, Jerry Koosman. Yeah. Doc Gooden. Yeah.
Joe Mauer 0 for 2 tonight, leading off the 6th, and Joe in a slump, just 1 single and 19 at bats with a couple of walks mixed in. How much of that, it could be a coincidence, but how much of Mauer's struggles are due to the fact that Morneau's not, or Willingham not hitting behind him?
Well, I mean, Joe's such a pure hitter. I don't think, he's going to get his hits. You're going to run through spells. It's a long season. You're going to run through spells. Very good pitchers that the Twins have faced as of late. Take a look at Justin, currently on a disabled list with that left wrist injury. But Joe's going to get his hits. I don't care where he is. Now, you would like, of course, Justin in there, and Willingham not feeling good tonight. He's not in the lineup. Guys protect each other in a lineup. And then, teams struggling. Joe's making the big bucks, is he trying to do too much? Rather than just do what he can right there. Even that ball, he turned over on it, and we see Joe, when he's at his best, he probably takes that pitch, but if he's able to hit it, he hits it the other way to left field.
One gone in the 6th. Weekdays at Fox Sports North. It's the Dan Patrick Show. And we'll have exclusive guests, high-profile athletes, celebrities, breaking sports news. It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekdays at 8 in the morning on Fox Sports North.
Hey, I know you're doing the field patrol on Thursday.
Hey, I'm going to be a valued member of the grounds crew.
Yes, you will. And you probably get a pension or something like that. You should.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. Severance pay after you leave.
Well, you're firing me before I start?
But on Saturday, Gail and I are doing our annual Parkinson's Walk at Hyde Center Park in Plymouth, Minnesota. Registration starts at 9 in the morning. We're going to walk. It's not very far. Mostly we raised over $100,000 last year. We're hoping to match that if we can this year. But on May 12th, please come. It's in Plymouth, Minnesota, Hyde Center Park. Come on out. Ceremony and the move. We call it a move at 10 o'clock. And the closing ceremony is at 11:30.
Very nice. 1-2. Doman's called out on strikes. That's out number 2.
And Weaver picks up just his second strikeout of the ball game. So we have not seen the Weaver, the no-hitter Weaver, but we've seen Weaver make adjustments here tonight and clips the inner half of the plate for his second strikeout.
Here's Valencia. Bouncer to short and a fly ball to center. The fly ball to center. It's Hunter, the right fielder, making the catch, and Weaver has a 1-2-3-6. Quick lead for the Angels.
Well, early 1-0 lead in the first inning, and then a 2-run home run by Alberto Callaspo in the third inning made it a 3-0 ball game. And Jarrett Weaver, 6 innings, he's allowed only 3 hits and 1 run. Couple walks, couple strikeouts for Weaver. And nice defensive play behind him.
Chris Iannetta will lead off the 7th against Anthony Swarzak. And Swarzak delivers strike one. Now, Swarzak got through the 6th inning on 14 pitches. He's thrown 15 pitches, 11 strikes. It's a check swing. No swing, 1-1.
You know, Dick, I know Swarzak would like to be in the rotation, but when he has been, this might be the best role for Anthony Swarzak in a Twins uniform. As a reliever, very good. 3.97 ERA and 20 relief appearances coming into this one. As a starter, just 6-15 with an ERA of 5.5. So, I mean, you want to be a starter. That's what he basically was in the minor leagues. But up here, he's had more success in this type of role than he has when he was put in the starting rotation.
2-1. And now 3-1.
What's good about Swarzak, he's a bulldog. You know, he's out there and, you know, he could pitch tonight and he'll say he'll raise his hand for tomorrow. Yeah, he wants to be out there every day. He's almost like Juan Berenguer was with the club in '87. You know, a resilient type arm that can just downright want to pitch every day. That's a pretty good pitch right there for ball 4.
Leadoff walk puts Iannetta aboard. Might put Borges into a bunting situation here. The first DQ Cap night of 2012 is just around the corner. Saturday night is the date. The first 20,000 fans at the 6:10 game against Toronto will receive the cool red and white Twins cap courtesy of DQ. Tickets are available for this very popular promotion. Call 833-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. Borges squares and drops down a beautiful bunt. Valencia's got to hurry. Got him by a whisker.
Dick, you mentioned earlier about the arm of Danny Valencia, and it sure didn't look like from here when he laid that ball down that there was no chance that Danny Valencia was going to be able to get Peter Borges the way he hustles down the line. But what a nice throw on the run and a nice stretch by Parmalee. Wow.
And a correct call by first base umpire Corey Blazer. Runner at second now, one down, and here's Maicer Izturis. See, Danny has worked very hard on his defense and 2 errors on the season. We've seen him make some really strong throws. But you need your third baseman, your everyday third baseman, to hit higher than 200 too. Now
you need some pop out of that position.
The Angel bullpen thinned out yesterday. We showed you LaTroy Hawkins' injury. He's on the disabled list with a broken finger. Scott Downs, who was named the Angel closer in place of Jordan Walden, tweaked a knee. And he is technically day-to-day, but it's highly unlikely he will pitch tonight, if at all, in this series. And so,
yeah, he was still in Southern California. He was flying in for this ball game, but Mike Scioscia told me that there's no way he wants to put Downs in for tonight's ball game.
1-2 to Izturis, but yet he's on the roster, so the Angels in essence pitching a man short.
Right.
David Pauly was promoted by the Angels to take the Troy Hawkins spot. Mike Scioscia there with my boss Thursday, Larry DeVito, in the background. And Swarzak tries to nail that inside corner. He missed again.
Well, a lot of pupils bring apples to school to kind of, kiss up to the teacher. Are you going to bring?
I'm offended that you would even think that I would resort to such a thing.
So what'd you get?
Gift card. Now 3-2. Well, Swarzak got issued the leadoff walk to Iannetta here in the 7th. He's in danger of filling first base with Izturis. Liner to right, down for a hit. Iannetta rounds third. He'll be held. Plouffe's throw knocked down by Parmalee. So now first and third, one away, and Izturis is at first. And Kayaspo comes up.
Yeah, Sturris gets his second hit against Swarzak. Fell behind, had to come in with a fastball. And the Sturris, that type of hitter, just a line drive type hitter, got that fastball and he lined it into right field pretty sharply. You see Iannetta taking off, got a good read, but Trevor Plouffe getting it back in quickly.
Here's Kayaspo. Swarzak had a quick 6th inning. Angels went down 1-2-3, but now a walk and a base hit. And Swarzak could use a ground ball hit at somebody here. And a time is called. I thought somebody called a balk.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Rob Drake put that hand up, and
Kayaspo asked for time and got it at the plate. The Twins had done a really good job over the last couple of weeks turning double plays, but now all that changes with Dozier at short and Carroll at second. But I started to tell the story about talking with Jamie. He hasn't worked at all at second base, even going back to spring training, but he says it won't be a problem because he did that, went back and forth for 10 years in the big leagues. So he didn't anticipate any problems at all. The Twins have turned a double play with Carroll in the pivot from Valencia.
Carroll is such a veteran that all he's going to do is sit down with Dozier. They worked out before the ball game during batting practice, went over the double play, but it's pretty standard. You get a ball, you'd like to have it about chest high, and then where your middle infielder can try to turn a double play.
1 strike to Kayaspo. Runner at first goes, and Kayaspo, who homered as a right-handed batter, took a home run swing from the left side.
Kayaspo hitting only 150 as a left-handed hitter coming into this plate appearance. Not a lot of at-bats as a left-hander. 6 hits and 40 at-bats as a left-hander. Swarzak would like to get a strikeout right here. Ahead in the count, 0-2. What's your strikeout pitch?
Fastball down and in. 1-2.
See if he starts that slider, maybe a curveball at middle of the plate and then down and in. Swarzak moving that baseball around. Finds the grip he wants. And boy, a little bit higher right there. I guarantee you Kayaspo would have swung and maybe hopefully missed that pitch.
2-2.
Good try. Do it again. Make him pull the trigger. Got him.
Came back with a fastball that covered the inside corner. Number 2.
Big strikeout right there for Swarzak. He picks up his second. Kayaspo laid off that breaking ball. Swarzak comes in and paints the inner half of the plate for a big strikeout. It doesn't get any easier with Albert Pujols up.
Pujols with 2 ground balls to the left side. The first one, a bouncer to short that drove in the first run of the game, and then a fly ball to center. And when the Twins were in Anaheim last week, Pujols was playing pepper with the left side of the infield.
Just keep them cold.
Down low, ball 1.
Pujols came into this year, his 12th season at the major league level, a career .328 hitter.
Want to know. I mentioned it in Anaheim when I was doing the games with Roy Smalling. Babe Ruth didn't do it. Barry Bonds didn't do it. Only one guy has hit 30 or more home runs in his first 11 years in the big leagues, and you're looking at him right now. And if he's going to do it this year, he's going to have to pick up the pace. But I would be surprised that if he doesn't get there. He's that good of a hitter. 1-1. Lace to left, a base hit. His second run batted into the game. It's 5-1. As Pujols has said repeatedly, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Iannetta comes around and Swarzak pays the price for the leadoff walk, and here comes Ron Gardenhire on his heels.
Well, you get a big strikeout right there, and then Pujols just dropped the barrel of the bat. Fastball. You see Joe wanted it inside, left out over the plate, and Pujols, so strong, just hit it sharply into left field for the RBI single.
Swarzak has a clean 6, but trouble after the leadoff walk here in the 7th, and it's 5-1. For Twins teams in 1991, Twins got off to a very slow start. We're 2 games under 500 at the end of May, yet they went on to win the World Series. Can this year's team follow suit? Read Tyler Mason's story at FoxSportsNorth.com. Remember that year, the Twins were losing a lot of ball games, 3-1, 4-3, low-scoring ball games. They were pitching well. That's the biggest difference between that bunch in 91 and what we've seen this year. Jeff Gray.
Right now, the combined ERA for this ball club last in the American League at 5.69. Jeff Gray making his 13th relief appearance for Ron Gardenhire and Rick Anderson. Gray in his first season with the Twins. Very good, 2.38 earned run average, 11 1/3 innings, only 8 hits allowed. Walks a little high, 8 walks in 12 innings and 6 strikeouts.
And a bell tie strike, under 0 for 3. Shattered his bat in his 5th inning at bat, sending a liner to Dozier at short to end the inning. Talking about the Angel outfield, it's congested. Borges needs playing time out there. Trout does. Maybe Trumbo. Wells is still under contract for another 3.5 years. Hunter's contract's up after this year. And he really wants to stay with the Angels. But at what price? The Angels seem to be pretty deep in outfielders. And then Torrey said, well, he, of course, would consider the Twins if they came calling. 2 strikes. Bounce to short. Dozier to Carroll, and that ends the inning. Gray gets the last out of the 7th, but the Angels get another run. McDonald's. Right now, you can get 20 crispy chicken McNuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible.
All right, Dick, watch this, okay? Watch. There you go. You are all hereby circled.
You've been practicing for 11 years. You can expect me to draw a perfect circle. I had a terrible time turning the stupid thing off.
I heard that.
Clearing
yes.
it.
See where it says clear?
Yeah.
That's what you touch.
Well, it's 5-1, and the Angels go to their bullpen here. Jared Weaver wasn't nearly as sharp as he was last Wednesday, but he's still in position to pick up his 5th win of the year.
Well, Takahashi coming out of the bullpen, his 2nd season with the Angels. He's making his 9th appearance, very high earned run average at 9.95. He's allowed 10 hits in 6 1/3 innings, 7 runs, a couple walks, 3 strikeouts.
And with Scott Downs, in essence, unavailable, there's only one left-hander in the Angel bullpen. He'll come in here to face Parmalee, Plouffe, and Komatsu. Parmalee with a single and a run scored. Drilled to left, and Wells staggers and makes the catch. Parmalee's hit the ball sharply a couple times here tonight. And he tees off on the first pitch, lining out to the left field.
Yeah, he wasted no time right there. And Vernon Wells fighting the lights, but able to stay with that baseball and get it in his glove.
Trevor Plouffe has walked a couple times tonight.
Wells right here. Kept his eyes open.
Strike. Plouffe with 2 more walks, 10 on the season. And he has 37 at bats. Bunted at. Foul, 2 strikes.
Well, wasn't a bad try right there. Twins need base runners, and with Callaspo playing a deep third base, Trevor Plouffe saw that. It's just that the pitch was outer half of the plate. Now with 2 strikes, of course, they're back again.
Off the end of the bat, and a number. Isturis slings it over to Pujols, out number 2.
Oh, a nice play right there by Isturis. He barehanded that ball and able to get the out at first.
Had a couple of plays last night. Brendan Ryan did that, actually going to his right, planting his right foot, barehanding it. And Roy Smalley says you got to use all 5 fingers and then transfer it into a throwing grip.
Yeah, you see exactly. I mean, that's it right there. Use the whole hand, and then in the exchange right here, once you get it, okay, there, and then you do it over and over and over. You pick up a baseball and get those 2 fingers into a position to get ready to throw. Nice defensive play.
We saw Valencia do it on that bunt by Peter Borges. Slow breaking ball. Komatsu takes it for ball 1. Pair of singles. First 2 hits as a Twin. And a strike, 1-1.
Takahashi with that little bit of hesitation after he gets to that top of the pitching rubber. It's kind of the way to just balance yourself right there. Take a look right here. Step straight back, and then right there. Little up with that knee. And then push.
2-2.
I think almost all the Japanese pitchers we've seen, they all kind of have that little hesitation over the pitching rubber, and they all are almost the same way. They just all herky-jerky type deliveries there and release.
Chop near third. Callaspo throws out Komatsu. Takahashi has a 1-2-3-7.
On 5-1. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Now, of all the things you missed about doing games, and heavens, you're worth,
How did you not know?
You've established that you deserve some time off. You took your time off. But that's what you missed the most.
No, you know what? When TK and Roy did it,
yes,
I also have a copy at home. Jim Pellinger gave me a copy, and I read along with them.
All right. Who did the best job of reading that, Roy or Tom Kelly?
Well, I think they both did a great job.
No.
I'm
You got to
playing
pick one.
I'm playing a politician right here. I'm taking both sides.
Okay. Trumbo with a towering foul fly. Here you can see just in his foul balls how immensely powerful he is. That was in the air a long time. It went almost as high as it did far. And he almost hit it against the limestone facing in foul territory. And he missed it.
Yeah. Big, strong kid.
Two strikes. To his left. Dozier cuts it off, spins, fires. Good play by the rookie playing in his first major league game.
I had a chance to talk to Tom Bernansky, former teammate of mine and also now the hitting coach, about Brian Dozier. And I said, is he ready to play up here? And he said, this kid is for real. He can play not only offensively but defensively, and there's some defense right there. Nice strong throw over to Parmalee. These guys make it look so easy.
One down. Here's Howie Kendrick. To left center. And Span fielded it on a hop. And I think he and Eric Komatsu were converging on one another, and I think might have been able to see if they weren't so close to one another. Span might have dove for that ball.
Yeah, sometimes the ball is hit in the right spot, but it looks like a little miscommunication right here between Span and Komatsu. One of those guys looked like they could have maybe caught that ball. Now Kendrick got, look at the pitches right there. I mean, he hammered it. And Komatsu gave way to Span, but Span kind of pulled off a little bit. It'll be a double for Kendrick. His sixth double of the year on his second hit of the ball game.
Vernon Wells. Strike one.
Boy, Dick, you see where good defensive plays right there can save you a run.
Well, Borges has made a couple of nice plays out there in center field. And Dozier made a good play to get the first out. Bounce to short. Dozier to Parmalee, 2 away, and Kendrick advances to third. If you act today, you can get a steal of a deal when the Twins host the Indians on May 14th. For a limited time, you can get Skyline View tickets for just $13. The deal against the Indians is available by logging on to twinsbaseball.com. And while you're at it, check out the great ticket offers for the month of May here at Target Field. 2 gone, and Iannetta will hit. Swing and a miss. Iannetta's drawn a couple of walks.
Yeah, and this is not a guy in this lineup for the Angels you want to walk. This guy came into the first year with the Angels, but 6 seasons with the Rockies, a career .235 hitter. So this is a guy that you go into a ball game and say, I can't walk this guy. I got to make him earn his way on.
Gray gets a couple of swinging strikes on sliders, 0-2. Iannetta hit the ball very well at Coors Field, less so away from his home ballpark, so there's some question as to how he'll hit for the Angels. Ray tried to clip the inside corner, 1-2. You see maybe just the opposite happen for Jason Hamill of the Orioles now, who's pitching so much better for the Orioles now that he's away from Coors Field. And 3 sliders. Iannetta strikes out. It's a scoreless 8th inning. Twins down by 4. Hoping to cut into the Angel lead in the bottom of the inning.
We're going to get a victory over the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, but we've got our coverage that continues after the final out is recorded on Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. We're going to talk about Jared Weaver and another solid outing on how he stymies the Twins tonight. Ron Gardenhire's post-game thoughts and our instructional tonight. Pitching mechanics with Tim Laudner and Bert Blyleven amongst our panel of experts. And the instructionals take place right on the field here live. Here during Twins Live, presented by CenturyLink. Make sure you stay tuned to that. Sure to learn a lot about pitching and pitching mechanics with a pitcher and a catcher that won a World Series for the Twins. Dick Kramer.
You know, my only hope is on Thursday when I'm on the grounds crew, you guys get your instructional done quickly, because I got work to do.
Oh, no. We're hanging out there all night long.
I'll be the guy raking in the background.
Well, David Carpenter coming into the ballgame, just making his 8th Major League appearance. His rookie season, he started down in AAA. Called up on April 13th by the Angels.
Carroll, Span, and Dozier trying to get something going here in the 8th. The Twins scored a run in the 5th. They haven't had a base runner since.
Carpenter kind of a slinger. Good fastball, sweeping breaking ball, and a changeup.
Carroll lined into a double play in the 3rd. Then he hit a soft little line drive pop-up that Kendrick was able to catch in the outfield grass. That at-bat came with the bases loaded and nobody out. Span hit what looked to be a double play ball, but remember, Kendrick couldn't get a good grip on the ball. Didn't deliver a throw to first, and that's how the Twins got their run in the 5th. Outside 2-1. Bounced foul. Steve Little's going to gobble this one up. Oh, right between his legs. Steve. Steve.
3-9.
Two and 2 to Jamie Carroll. watches the breaking ball break in front of the plate.
Yeah, big sweeping breaking ball. Carpenter, just 24 years old, Angels #9 pick back in 2009.
It's down the right field line. That's trouble. And the fan reached over and touched, I believe, the ball. It disappeared from our view, or maybe it bounced into the seats. At any rate, Carroll has a leadoff double here in the 8th.
Yeah, that ball had a lot of slice on it right there, and when it hit the dirt, it just caromed right into the stands. Well, the Twins get their 4th hit of the ball game. Carroll, typical Jamie Carroll type hit going the other way, and you can see the spin on that ball. So Carroll gets his 4th double of the year.
Here's Denard Span. Fastball sails outside. Again, this Angel bullpen, which when it was healthy was a trouble spot for this team. They've changed closers. Who hasn't in baseball? Twins one of the few teams that hasn't changed their closer since the start of spring training. But now they're without Downs and Hawkins. There's a strike.
Yeah, they just came into this game. Their bullpen 0-6 with an ERA of 4.68 combined. That's the highest ERA in the American League. So Carroll is 125th major league double.
One and one with the Twin center fielder. Now 1-2. When Tom Kelly was sitting there, he said Span was hitting over 300, but he'd like to see Span drive the ball more, get more doubles and triples and an occasional home run. And Span on the season has 34 hits, 6 doubles and a triple. One and two. One away.
All right, went with that little cutter inside. Not as big as we saw some sweeping breaking balls to right-handers, but a little cutter inside. And Carpenter picking up a big strikeout. No, fastball. Excuse me. It was just a fastball middle in.
Dozier's 0 for 3 in his major league debut. He's played well in the field. And he takes low, ball 1. A fly ball to center field, a line out to center field, and then a ground ball to second. Up the middle, his first major league hit. Carroll will be held at third, and Dozier with a sharp single up the middle. And the Twins have runners at first and third with one away.
Well, they'll get that ball into the dugout. Congratulations, Brian Dozier, on your first major league hit. Almost your first major league RBI, but the way that Borges charged that ball, Steve Little had to hold up Carroll at third base.
You're down by 4 runs, and you do have the 3 and 4 batters due up.
Well, you'd like, a lot of outfielders will play this ball maybe a little gingerly with a 4-run lead, but Borges attacked this ball. Look right there. I mean, he's charging that ball, and Steve Little right there did the right thing.
Bauer's 0 for 3, and in one of the deepest slumps he's been in. 1 hit in his last 20 at bats. And a good time to break out of it here with the Twins in need of some production from their 3 and 4 batters.
I concur.
Outside, ball 1. Bauer with 2 ground balls to the right side and a strikeout. Foul back 2-1. So
you get your first major league hit, and then you run down to first base, and there's Albert Pujols saying, "Hey, young kid, congratulations. Pretty nice. Now get out of my way. I'm going to steal second."
Now the first baseman at Pawtucket does that. It's not that big of a deal, is it?
No, it's not.
2-1 to Mauer. Three and 1 with Domet on deck.
All right, Joe should get a fastball right here. Missed with a 2-1 changeup. Made it 3-1.
Sliced foul, 3-2. See if the Twins send Dozier in motion here. Mauer leads the team in ground ball double plays with 6.
Not just a ball right there. You just got to crush that ball. You're a little late hitting that ball the other way.
Full count to Mauer. Dozier stays put, and the ball lined into right field, a base hit. Dozier goes to third. Mauer delivers an RBI hit. The Twins will get Domet to the plate, representing the tying run.
There's a better swing right there by Joe Mauer. Quicker with the bat right there. That 3-1 pitch, I didn't like his swing. He just kind of laid it out there. But this one here, another fastball. Boy, he popped the barrel of the bat right there. Past Albert Pujols into right field. So Mauer picks up his 15th RBI as Carroll scores. And it's a 5-2 ball game. And on the play, Dozier hustling from first to third.
Carpenter comes in, gives up 3 hits to the 4 batters that he faces. He'll leave the ball game with a pitching change with the Twins threatening in the 8th. On the board here in the 8th, 2 men on, and Ryan Domet will hit against Jordan Walden. Tomorrow it'll be Dan Herron. Herron had the Twins eating out of his hand until the 5th inning, and then they kind of caught up with him a little bit here about a month ago. And then Scott Diamond, who did well in AAA, got the call up in place of Liam Hendricks, and he'll make the start for the Twins.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to watch Scott Diamond. I'm looking forward to him. Don Bernansky also told me Scott Diamond is really, he's hitting his spots, big breaking ball. He was pitching very well in Rochester. Well, here's Jordan Walden. Walden lost his closer role this year, just 1 save and 2 save opportunities as Scott Downs is a closer. But Walden last year, 32 saves for the Angels out of that bullpen. Made the All-Star team.
He blew 10 saves and had a tough second half and had apparently a very short leash the start of this season. Domet the batter. And he represents the tying run.
Well, this guy can throw hard, Jordan Walden.
Inside, ball one at 95. With Walden coming into the 8th inning, it makes you wonder who will be asked to get the 3 outs of the 9th. If we have a bottom of the 9th, it might be Walden. Might be asked to get a longer save. To right field. Hunter getting turned around, and he eventually makes the catch. He nearly screwed himself into the grass out there. Domit drives in Dozier. It's 5-3.
Yeah, Domit's had some good at-bats. Of course, great day at the plate yesterday. He's hit some balls sharply, and it sure looked like Torrey Hunter was going to get spun around a little bit. But Domit hit it sharply. Torrey Hunter made the second out catch. But Dozier at third base gets back to the bag to tag up. Great concentration. Nice running catch by Hunter. It's a 5-3 ball game.
Here's Valencia. Ground ball and 2 outfield flies. Take strike 1.
This is where you need the long ball right here off the bat of Danny Valencia. 15 home runs last year, just 1 so far this year.
19 hits, just 7 extra base hits, 5 doubles, a triple, and a home run. And Iannetta slides to his right to catch ball 1. Takes an off-speed pitch on the outside corner. 1-2.
Well, you still have to be geared up for that fastball, and Walden throws an off-speed pitch, like a little cutter.
That kicks away from Iannetta, and Mauer will advance to second. When they took Walden out of the closer's role, one of the things they wanted him to work on was throwing that slider for a strike. He didn't have control of it within the strike zone. And so he painted the corner on the 1-2 pitches ago to Valencia and then fired one into the dirt.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, at 2 strikes you try to make it better than maybe the previous one, and that's what looks like what he did.
2-2 to Valencia. Base hit to the outfield might get the Twins to within 1. Foul down the right field line and back into the seats.
Well, Walden, just 24 years old, signed by the Angels in 2006, in his 3rd season with the Angels.
Two and 2. Called third strike. Valencia is out on strikes. The Twins cut the Angel lead in half in the 8th. Angels in front 5-3. We go to the 9th inning. Twins falling behind early 4-0, then 5-1. 2 in the 8th. They need at least 2 in the 9th. They need Glenn Perkins to pitch a scoreless top of the 9th.
Well, Perkins done a pretty good job of that as a reliever, making his 12th appearance. Perkins, you see the 10 1/3 innings, 13 strikeouts, 3 walks. Good job by Jeff Gray, an inning and a third of shutout baseball.
Anderson and Ron Gardenhire had to endure another disappointing start by Francisco Liriano. Now, when he gave up the 4 runs in 5 innings, 5 1/3 innings in Anaheim, there's a bunt up the line. Carroll safe at first. Parmalee's throw apparently pulled Carroll off the bag. Either that or Borges streaked down the line so quickly he beat the throw.
Now, second time that Borges has bunted a sacrifice fly in the 7th inning, and here just takes the ball with him. And you see the speed of Borges. Hit him in the back. Only because he's running around that line. And if I could throw it right into his back, he'd be out.
So his speed is on base leading off the 9th inning, and that'll bring up Isturis, who might be asked to bunt him over to second. Foul now started to ask you. In Liriano's last start in Anaheim, 4 earned runs, 5 1/3 innings. He pitched into the 6th, gave up a base runner, picked off a runner, and there was, according to the manager and the pitching coach, some signs of improvement. What did you make of his 4 earned runs in 5 innings tonight?
Well, let's go back to when they were praising him in his last start, Dick. I just think it's more of a motivational thing. I mentioned the words of a power of positive thinking. Liriano had been struggling so much in his first 4 starts. They were looking for a positive, and that's kind of what they were talking about. I don't agree that that was a good start for Liriano, and I don't agree that this was a good start for Liriano here this evening. Too many pitches again in a short amount of time. 90 pitches in 5 innings, 4 runs allowed, and just, 50 strikes and 90 pitches.
Got the runner picked off, but the ball thrown by Parmalee. And Borges goes to second base. Borges was headed there anyway. And Perkins, with a move to first that was so deceptive, I think he fooled his first baseman.
Yeah, it looked like Parmalee. I don't know what he was trying to grab for right there, but missed the ball. Got a piece of it on the glove and then deflected into foul territory. Take a look right here. Borges definitely taking off, and the throw.
Parmalee was looking in, and he didn't.
Yeah.
He looked in a little too early.
Air should be charged on Parmalee.
Lucky he didn't get hit between the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunt up the line. They're going to have to hurry to get Isturis. Valencia guns his throw over there, and Borges moves up to third. Another Angel sacrifice. Look how they've scored their runs here. They had a sacrifice that was instrumental in getting the run in the 7th. Sacrifice fly in the 4th. And then the ground ball pushed to the right side back in the 1st inning.
Yeah, you know what? Mike Scioscia and Ron Gardenhire, I think, 2 of the longest tenure in the American League managers, but they realize the clubs that they have to do these little things right to win. And a nice bunt right there. You saw it started in foul territory and then stayed, in fair territory. Danny got the out at first.
The strike, and the infield playing very short here for Callaspo, who's hit the 1 long ball, a 2-run home run in the 3rd.
Now Perkins needs one of those strikeouts. Again, 13 strikeouts for Perkins in 12 innings.
Twins ready for anything. Mauer blocks a pitch in the dirt. This would seem to me to be a perfect example, a perfect situation for a safety squeeze. Borges runs so fast. If he sees Callaspo putting the ball on the ground, he should score easily from third. Dino Ebel whispering something in his ear as Borges stood at third base. 1-1. And a base hit to center will bring Borges in with an awfully big run. The lead is back to 3 now for the Angels. Borges with a bunt single, an error, a sacrifice, and now a base hit. And the Angels.
They basically stole a run right there. You know, Callaspo picking up his 3rd RBI of the ball game on his 2nd hit with a drawn in infield. Dozier diving for the ball, but it gets into center field.
Pujols has driven in 2 tonight, one with a ground ball in the 1st, the other with a single in the 7th. Up and in, ball 1. Angels trying to recover from a slow start this year, armed with some great starting pitching. Twins trying to find that element. After another short start tonight, find themselves behind 6-3. One and one. Pop up left side. Valencia. Foul ball catch. And out number 2. And that'll bring up Torrey Hunter. Hunter 0 for 4. He's not gotten the ball out of the infield here tonight. You can see the 5 years with the Angels have completely wrecked his physique. He's gone to pot. I mean, it's just honestly, you could put him in his last Twins uniform, and it'd fit just as perfectly as it did when he packed it away.
Well, I think one thing we highlighted, Torrey, his workout routine during the winter when he was with the Twins, and he's just carried that right into, 16 seasons at the major league level.
And every once in a while he'll still do that, go after that high fastball. 1-1. What a nice scoop by Bauer. Bauer's had a busy night behind the plate trying to control some pitches in the dirt.
Well, you know a slider's coming, and you hope that it gets to your glove without hitting the ground. But Joe deflecting those balls and keeping them near him. The sliders down and in from Perkins. Parmalee ready that time.
Well, I think we got a great replay showing exactly what happened on that pickoff move that cost the Twins a run. Parmalee was so conscious of looking in and getting ready for a possible bunt that he thought Perkins was going to deliver to the plate. Foul back, 2-2. Another block by Mauer, and it fills the count. We're 2 gone in the 9th.
Parmalee letting Perkins know he'll play behind the runner at first. It being Callaspo.
And Hunter ends up walking. Callaspo goes to second. And Trumbo will have a chance with 2 away. And Rick Anderson will get somebody else warmed up in the bullpen. Trumbo's 0 for 4. He has not gotten the ball out of the infield. Left center field. Komatsu chasing it. Nice. Oh, he dropped the ball. Komatsu had it. It bounced out. 2 more runs are going to score. Komatsu got there, and it looked like it hit right in the middle of the glove and bounced out.
Well, you know what? You're hustling to try to get to that gap right there, and he did have it in his glove, and it just trickled out. Trumbo jumping on the fastball. Komatsu trying to fill that gap and has it, and then the ball just slips out of his glove. They'll give Komatsu an error.
Second error of the inning, and 3 huge runs for the Angels. Strike 1 to Kendrick. Jason Isringhausen's warming up in what now is no longer a save situation. He might get the 9th inning. Kendrick with a single and a double. Half swing, but he went. 2 strikes.
You know, one thing I think we've seen, Dick, through the frustration of the Twins this year at 7-20 coming into the ball game, starting pitching's been very erratic, not a lot much hitting, but defensively they've played very good defensive baseball. Yeah. It's a rare error for the Twins. They came in with 14 errors in 27 ball games.
And those 14 errors, most of them came very early, first 2 weeks of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And so a couple errors here and 3 unearned runs so far here in the 9th inning. Carroll a big part of that. 1-2. And Kendrick strikes out. Perkins comes off the mound, having allowed 3 unearned runs. Major League debut.
Yeah, very good defensive plays. He made every play, made a great play in the 7th inning up the middle. Right there, he is our Jimmy John's delivery player of the game. Base hit, getting his first major league hit and scoring his first major league run.
Twins are within 2. Now they're 5 back, and Jason Isringhausen in a non-save situation comes in to try to hand the Twins a loss in the opening game of this homestand.
Yeah, Isringhausen, 39 years old. This is his 16th season at the major league level. Came to spring training with the Angels as a non-roster player. Made the club out of spring training, making his 10th relief appearance. 8 walks in 8 2/3 innings.
Chris Parmalee will lead things off, then Trevor Plouffe and Eric Komatsu. Parmalee hit the ball hard his last 2 times up, a single and a run scored in the 5th. Then he lined out to left fielder Vernon Wells, leading off the 7th inning. 1-0. Two and 0. In crawling back to within reach, the Twins put a little pressure on the Angel bullpen, but those 3 runs in the top of the 9th, for the time being at least, have taken some of the suspense out of this bottom of the 9th inning. A strike, 2 and 1.
Yeah, especially we talked about how the bullpen for the Angels has been struggling all season long, and with Downs not able to be the closer here tonight, LaTroy Hawkins back in Dallas, Texas, with looking at a hand specialist with his broken pinky.
2-2. Mike Butcher and Mike Scioscia have the luxury of having a very deep and talented rotation. One hopper backhanded by Asteris to Pujols, 1 away. Bring up Plouffe. Plouffe with a bouncer to short, a couple of walks tonight. With Dozier being called up, and the Twins having Dozier, Carroll, and Casilla on the roster, it would appear that under this current alignment, Plouffe's days in the infield are behind him. When he plays, will almost certainly be playing in the outfield. Foul back, 2 strikes. Up high, 1-2.
That's the pitch right there. I remember Isernhausen before he had the Tommy John surgery. He's also had shoulder surgery. Always had a very good curveball. He left that one up right there. He has 300 major league saves.
A little dribbler that'll roll foul.
Most of his saves coming with the St. Louis Cardinals back in the early 2000s.
I assume that someone will ask Mike Scioscia after the game, if it ends 8-3 or something close to it, what he would have done in the 9th if it had remained 5-3, and who was going to be his closer since Downs was unavailable. Jordan pitched in the 8th. Hawkins isn't even here, and it might have been Isringhausen, who has all the closing experience you just described. 2-2. You ever seen a year like this, though, where so many closers have been hurt or lost their job so quickly in the season?
No, I have not.
Heath Bell signed the big contract with the Marlins. Boom, he's out of there. Big pop-up down the right field line. Hunter with a long run and a foul ball catch, out number 2.
Well, I think the saddest one is Rivera with the Yankees, what happened to him, and I like his attitude. I tweeted that, actually, that he's a class act. He always has been with the Yankees. But, at 42 years old, he says, I'm not done. I'm coming back. This is not the way I'm going to end my career. A Hall of Fame career at that.
Here is Komatsu. 2 singles, his first 2 as a Twin, but then a costly error in the top of the 9th. Fastball and strike 1. Josh Willingham not playing tonight, was under the weather. The hope is he'll be back out there tomorrow. Dan Herron going for the Angels and Scott Diamond for the Twins. Up and away, 1-1.
Yeah, pitcher's a record in this ball game. Jarrett Weaver looking to go 5-0 as Francisco Liriano. If Twins lose, he would be 0-5.
Remember last year, Weaver pitched in late March a start and then went through April 5-0. So he was 6-0 to start his season last year.
Ended up winning 18 ball games for him.
Angels swept the Twins in California, and they win the opener here tonight. Scioscia and the Angels beating the Twins 8-3. Anthony, the Twins got another short and or ineffective start by their starting pitcher and couldn't make up for it at the end.
Rallied to make it close late, but then the Angels deliver the knockout with 3 in the 8th and win the opener of the series 8-3. We'll look at another solid night from Jarrett Weaver. Hear from Gardy and hit the mound for our instructional next on Twins Live.